Hello everyone, this is Shahira from the Malaysian Insurance Institute, and I would like to welcome all of you to our Discovering Insurance show on episode 3. So today we are going to explore the roles and responsibility with our insurance professionals about the career, the responsibility. So guys, if you have any questions, or if you would like to interact with our special guest today, you can do so. You can put it in the comment section, chat section below. All right, guys, without further ado, let's start to get to know our special guest today. He is Tan Jian Wei, the head of pricing at AXA AFFIN Life Insurance. And he's currently an associate of the Society of Actuary US and now on his way of becoming qualified actuary. And he also have 12 years working experience in both conventional life insurance and also family takaful. So I see someone say hello Gojanti. All right, Janwi has aspirations in developing simple and affordable insurance product for underinsured segment. So without further ado, let's greet our special guest today, Janwei. Hi Janwei, welcome to the show.
Hi, thanks for inviting me. It's really nice to be here.
All right, it's such a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you. So how has it been for you since the pandemic?
It's good. I think things are changing. We can see that the industry have shown its resilience towards such pandemic, and of course, being a critical industry in during this time, right? I think the insurance industry has shown us that they are able to offer more help to the community. And of course, to myself, I've been working from home since the pandemic last year.
Right.
It has been 1 year plus, and we can see that not just for insurance companies, for most of us, we can see there are more flexibilities here and there just to go with this pandemic situation, as well as when it moves into endemic. I can see there are more smart working arrangement coming along, which I am really excited about it as well.
Yeah, I think that's a great. That's the good impact in terms of like people are more flexible nowadays. All right, Jetway, we will start the first round with a rapid fire questions. The concept is very simple. We will ask like some questions, and maybe the audience you can also do so. Ask some questions to our speakers, and we would like you to share with us in the more casual and very simple way.
Okay, sure. Let's do it.
So we shall start with the first questions, which is what's your favorite part of your current job?
My favorite part of the current job, to me, I find it challenging because in my job, it's actuarial pricing. To me, I would probably look at it as more like a problem-solving job. There is a problem thrown to you. You have to find out you have to find out solutions for it. So you have to look into the problems, dive into it. For example, in product development, you are trying to find the right pricing for a product. So that is your problem. So you are looking at how you can approach this problem by looking into the root cause of the issue, what people really want, what people really don't want, then try to come up with a solution which is eventually your product pricing. And once you implement it, of course, you will have to monitor the results. That is when all this post-launch implementation review comes along. From there, then we try to see what else can we do better and what else should we not do anymore. That is the interesting part of it to me when it comes to more like a problem-solving game to me.
Yeah, I think problem solving, the skills is very important nowadays, right? So, moving to the next question, what's the personality trait or strength that would best fit this job? What do you think?
Personality. I would say someone who is into critical thinking and maybe with numerical analytic skills. Okay, this is something quite critical for actuarial work. But maybe because I understand that the audience out there could be people maybe not in actuarial, but probably someone who are interested in insurance, right? So I would say then you will have to be someone who is open to suggestions, because there are times where you will be given opinions that are against what you are thinking. But that's very important, because be prepared to fail, and then from there you learn and be open to suggestions and try to improvise your work. That is what I think will actually keep everyone go a very long way.
All right. Yeah. I think critical thinking is not for everyone. Is that? Are you agree with that?
No, I actually think it's a trained skill.
It's strange.
It's a trained skill. There are people who actually find it interesting doing it. There are people who actually maybe take a little bit more time to really develop that skill, but everyone has that potential. It just depends on what area you are looking at. Either you are more interested in the finance numbers part, or you are more interested in having critical thinking thoughts put through for a creative, let's say, product development solutions.
Yeah, but I think both are important. Critical, creative is important, and is as you say, it can be trained. So moving to the next questions, you can have like for a dinner party with 4 people in the world. So who will be your invite list?
Okay, that's interesting. First I would invite Warren Buffett. Okay, because he's a really well-known investor, and we went to the same university. We did degree at the same faculty, business faculty there, and I've always been walking through the hall looking at his name, and I actually wonder, so what has this university done, or what has this guy done, to be where he is at today? So that's what I'm really interested in. Then secondly, I would say maybe coming back to Malaysia, I would think it's Tan Sri Zati Aziz, our previous Bank Negara governor. During her tenure, I think she has been recognized as one of the best bank governor for a central bank for a few times. So I am really impressed. So yeah, that she would be the second one. Okay. Third one, I would be thinking of maybe the youth climate change activist Greta. I can't remember her full name, Greta. That girl, she has been really vocal about what she wants for climate change. She has been, speaking at various occasions just to bring her message out. So to me, the bravery that she has and the will to try to make changes for future, right? It's definitely what everyone should have. The fourth one, maybe on a less serious note, I would invite the guy, a TikToker called Kevin Lame. Yeah, the guy who has been doing this, right? Yeah. Just to make the dinner a bit fun, because to me, I think he has his impressive side, because his true story is that he actually went through quite a hard time having losing his job, but eventually he found this really simple trick. Just debunk what myth people have, and eventually you got so much follower, and his net worth now is actually quite impressive as well. So I think the ability he has in turning something totally different, it's something that I would really be impressed and interested to know more about. Yeah.
I think Bill is one of the influencers that have the top followers. I think I read somewhere.
Yeah. It's impressive.
So moving up to the next questions, what do you believe the biggest strength of your current company?
Okay, my company, AXA AFFIN Life. Okay, on the life wing, I think we have been having the largest market share in the digital insurance market. I think in 2020, it's about 60+%. Okay, this is impressive, because being a small company, and we are able to find way, to know where we are heading towards, when you could probably be having problem in competing directly with the big boys out there, but finding what a niche skill or a niche segment that your company would like to focus on, and believe that you can really excel in the coming years, right? It's something really important. And my company has been working really hard on the digital platform. So recently, I think we have also been coming out with online saving plans, which is a bite-sized kind of saving plan. Hopefully we are able to help with the millennials, especially during current economic situation where the fixed deposit rate is really low. So this online saving plan, which is called eSaver, is able to help with giving some guaranteed interest rate higher than the fixed deposit rate out there, at the same time providing protection element to the customers.
Yeah, I think that was great. That is great, actually. So moving up to the next questions, are you like reading or listening to something right now? Can you share with us?
listening. I think every day I would at least listen to TEDx Daily on Spotify. So from there, there are a lot of like bite-sized, really small and short clips from different perspective or different industry. People could be talking about environment, finance, politics, or even psychology. Just from any sort of background. So from there, to me, I'm able. It's a surprise to me every day when you hear something different or something new to you, especially when it's coming not from your own industry. Yeah. So that Spotify TEDx Daily, I would really recommend to everyone else as well.
Yeah, I think it is important to listen from other perspective, right? Other areas, other industry. I think it's bring us to get like more ideas, more maybe we can like try like to implement like, some ideas in our industry. So Jian Wei, this year I think 12 years in the industry.
Yep.
Yep. Okay. Who has inspired you in terms of your careers?
Strange enough, when you talk about someone who inspired me for my career would probably not be someone that I actually met in my workplace or during my career. It's actually my father.
Okay.
So I would say it started very young when I was I think in my primary school. That was during the financial crisis time in I think 1997.
Yeah,
That hit Malaysia very badly.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, my family was affected too. But my father has been really helpful, and he has been telling me is that no matter what financial hardship you might have, do not let go of your education. So
Yeah,
it was
agree.
at that time, right? No matter how stringent the financial condition was, my father has never failed to really paying for my tuition fee at that time. So to him is that we can cut on anything, but education is a no. You have to be able to focus on your education. And this taught, even until today, although I am not really doing any formal education, but I think that lifelong learning, it's something that I really believe in, no matter where you go, what you do, or what stage of life you are in.
So agree with that. I think my father's advice is the same thing. Education is very important. We need more educated persons to make decisions for the world, for the country, or even the small thing for ourselves.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, all right. I think that's wrap up the first round. I think it's not yet it's not a rapid fire question anymore.
Okay.
So, but after this, we will move to the second round. I think it's quite intense. I mean, we need like more details about your like positions, your career. But before that, guys, if you have any questions, please drop in the comment section below. So, ready, January?
Yeah.
All right. So my first question is about the head of pricing lah, the responsibility. What actually we would like to know, like what is actually a head of pricing do? Yep.
Okay. My current role as head of pricing, of course, I oversee the pricing work. So we work really, really closely with the product management team, because product management team, they would have the product idea in mind. So they would come to us, and then we would actually assess whether it's actually feasible or not. So during the assessment process, of course, we will come up with assumption setting, modeling run, just to make sure that the projection actually goes well and it fits with our purpose of the product. For example, whether it's whether it's for revenue generating or for any other kind of purposes. Okay. Then, of course, when it comes to verification, we will work very closely with actuarial valuation department, where they would actually verify our assumptions, because eventually, after you launch and sell a product, that product would have to be maintained by actuarial in their reporting. So this is how we work together. And of course, following up is that when it comes to product approval, various parties will be involved, and pricing would be mainly in charge of the technical parts to make sure that the financial bits are taken care of. But a product launch, it's like a joint effort by a lot of departments. For example, we have legals to read through our documents. We have compliance to make sure that the product is actually in compliance with Bank Negara guidelines and any other local guidelines. Yep. So this is the pricing role that we have mainly. But of course, I would say with actuarial pricing skills, the opportunities are a lot out there. For example, in my current company, I have also been started picking up another new portfolio, especially on strategic planning.
Okay.
Because having the technical skills and knowing a little bit more about the company product and financials, you are able to contribute in many other areas as well. Yeah, that's what I am currently doing now.
Wow, I think it's quite. I think it needs a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So generally, to be like in the pricing, right? What is like the minimum requirement? Maybe we should have like diploma or maybe other certification or upskill ourselves with technical skills. Or what do you think?
I would say, okay, there is no specific or a must-have requirement, but being in a very competitive job market, it is good if you have a degree of a related discipline, for example, actuarial science, mathematics, statistics, or even maybe financial math or something related to that. Okay. And if you can, you should probably start taking up some actuarial exams. It could be from the Society of Actuary or faculty, or there are US, UK, or Australia board. So any of the board paper is fine, okay? But those would really help you in securing a job. But once you have secured a job, right, moving in long run, it's about how you can manage your work and your exam together, because academic progress and your practical experience actually go hand in hand, okay? If you only focus on one side of it, you could reach an equilibrium that you find difficult to progress further. So it's always important to keep yourself grounded, to work on both practical as well as the academic progress.
Yeah, agree with that. I think theory education background, right? I mean that is theoretical part, but when in terms of job is very practical, maybe need some theoretical part. So I see some questions coming from our audience. Joel Jeremiah asked you about, I know you work hard on your education, therefore, do you believe your education or experience is more important? Your education or experience is more important?
I would say when you first started in your career, your education works as a foundation for you. But as you goes a long way, your experience would probably prevail, because you can see that when you move out your career ladder, you probably will deviate and move away from what your initial education was major was in. But it's actually your experience which brings you there. So I would say at different parts of your career stage is different. It probably started with education, but eventually it would move towards experience.
So what do you think the training or the professional development that you have invested? Share with us. We would like to know the tips.
Okay, if you are interested in actuarial path, definitely actuarial papers is a must. Okay, I have completed all my actually exam requirements, and I am actually only just pending for final admission course to be a qualified actuary. But due to pandemic, I can't even fly to US or UK to attend the course. That is the problem. But to me, it's that do invest in yourself, in educating yourself. So if you want to be in the actuarial role, whether pricing or reserving or reporting, actuarial exam is a must. But more than just academic, right? It's about how you handle work, how you handle people in the office. That is an education to me as well. In fact, it's actually more challenging than just academic. Dealing with people is always challenging. Okay, so you have to be able to learn from there, which is why I think interpersonal communication skills is something that everyone should work on.
Right, agree with you. So we have one more question from AB. Hi, based on your experience, what is your opinion about medical inflations, and how would you foresee the impact on premium pricing in the next 5 to 10 years?
Okay, that's a very technical question. Okay, medical inflation, I think what we have been observing, I think on average, every year is about 12 to 15%. Okay, of course, there are other factors such as, revision of the Malaysian Medical Association fee schedule that actually happen, I think, every few years. When that happened, right, the hospitals are allowed to actually charge a higher fee for a certain treatment. That's what also contributes to medical inflation as well. Okay, there are many other factors. So how would it actually impact premium pricing? Okay, of course, when inflations come, premium pricing for medical would actually we have to catch up on that as well. But what we have been observing in these 2 years is during pandemic is that we're actually having lower medical claims. Reason being, people actually opt not to go to hospitals for optional treatments. There are treatments that you think you can wait, they would actually wait because they just want to stay away from that high risk area, right? But with this pandemic getting under control and maybe soon moving towards endemic, we do see that trend will be picking up. So there are all these factors that would interact with each other and depend how the premium pricing would be in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Moving up to the next question is about the culture in the insurance industry. Can you share with us the culture in the industry? Yeah.
Okay, the culture itself, I think it's very dynamic and yet competitive. Okay, dynamic in the sense that every company is trying to work on something that actually shake the market to be innovative. Competitive, yes, everyone is trying to fight against that. But at the same time, you can see that when it comes to critical times such as pandemic, or even when there are certain projects, that we have to work together in compliance with regulator, the industrial players will actually come together, exchange thoughts. And of course, this is actually facilitated by our Life Insurance Association Malaysia, LIAM, which is a very healthy relation here, I would say. Yeah. You have very healthy competition. You have very good collaboration as well.
That's good. Yeah. That's good, I think. Actually, the pandemic makes us think what our next move in the future. So we have one more question from Chong Colin. Hi, how did you balance your time between studies, work, and life? Yeah.
Okay. I think this question has become more prevalent now, especially when it comes to working from home, right? So to me, first thing is that you have to set boundaries. When you are working, you try to be focused, but at the same time, try to squeeze in maybe another, 30 minutes or 1 to 1 hour of time for you to do something that you enjoy. It could be a quick walk around the neighborhood that you are in, or for example, myself, I actually like hiking. I am not a gym person, but I like to go hiking. So I would really try to do it every day if I can, if the weather allows. And in terms of life as well, I think when it comes to weekend, I would try to spend time with my family as well as friends as a good catch up. Something interesting about me is that people try to plan their weekday to be very productive, but I actually think that planning the weekend is actually more important because it helps you energize yourself. Then you are more excited for the coming weekdays that you can really be even more focused on your work.
Yeah, agree. Plus the weekend we just have 2 days. We should plan. Right. I think the last question from my side is what changes or innovations in the insurance industry that you are most excited about?
I think this could probably be quite a common answer given by the industrial players that there is definitely the insurance industry moving towards digital platform. You can see the InsurTech trend is picking up in Malaysia, with Bank Negara also issuing InsurTech license to companies out there this year, and I think there was one in last year as well, if I'm not mistaken. So this is where the industry is heading towards, moving from the traditional face-to-face selling to people are getting used to non-face-to-face selling. So we could say it's actually contributed by pandemic as well, but definitely it does speed up that trend. But in a way, I think this trend is unavoidable. Eventually, it will happen. And good thing is that we are almost there. I can't say we are almost there, but we are definitely picking up on that. So we can see product innovations on how we can try to engage our customers through digital means would be the key in the coming few years.
I think the transformation is quite great because recently I just signed up my takaful certifications. So I think it's much easy to to face to meet with the agents in virtual terms, and I think it's pretty easy for me. So we have another questions from Alan Chin. He asked about what's your advice give to the future actuaries, and also for those who wish to explore the actuarial or insurance field. Yeah, that's great question.
Okay, I would say you may need to think about it very carefully because after graduating your degree, you probably have to take up your actuarial exam as well. Okay, so you have to be ready to commit. Work and exam working hand in hand together. That is one thing. Secondly, is that you need to probably have passions in your insurance industry as well. We have seen people having being trained in the actuarial field eventually decide to move to other non-traditional actuarial roles such as risk management, investment bankers, which is fine because actuarial education does give you a really good foundation in critical thinking as well as numerical sense, okay, which is good. So if you are keen on the finance related field, then just go ahead. There are plenty of doors there up for you to really be exploring into. And maybe last piece of advice is that to be very realistic. People tend to think that actuarial field it's something that we should really be working on to have really good income, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but maybe you should not put that in the first place first. You should think about your interest.
Yeah, the patient is very important.
Yeah.
So I think that's great advice from Jian Wei for those who are exploring about to be like actuaries or to be in this industry. I think you should take seriously. To get ready, to get prepared is very important. Same goes if like we would like to further studies, we must prepare with our preparing for self with maybe mental and maybe lots more lah. All right, guys, I think if there is no more questions, is that we have more questions from the audience? All right, no more questions, so we have come to an end. So I think I learned a lot from Jian Wei. He talked a lot about the actuaries and the industry. I think we learned from you, Jian Wei. So guys, thank you for participating till the end of the show, and thank you for your question. I think it's quite a lot of questions, and it's quite a good questions. So we will see you in the next Discovery Insurance show on episode 4 next week. So please visit our social media like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to get more update about DIS. All right, so that's end my show today. So see ya. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.